So this is going to be an instructional slash overview video of the Hymer MLT 580. This is on a 64 plate. So this is a used motorhome. Before we start, just so you know, this vehicle is in the middle of its PDI, so has yet not been valeted. As you can see, this vehicle does come with an awning. We'll send a separate link how to operate the awning on the email. First of all, we're going to go around the external of the vehicle and then we will go into the habitation. First things first, I'm going to show you how to open the bonnet. And the main reason for this is just in case you need to get access to the bonnet area for any reason, as well as I'll show you where the terminal points are for jump starting the vehicle. So to open the bonnet, if you come to the passenger door and open the passenger door, you'll see this arm here. All you need to do is pull that once and that will then release. So as you can see, I've now got access to the bonnet area. And like I said, the main reason really is to show you if you need to jump start the vehicle for any reason. So here, this red cap here, what you push in, that is going to be your positive terminal point. And then your negative is just going to be in this corner down here on this brass nipple here. Obviously under here we've got your screen wash fill, your engine oils here. Also we have got AdBlue, which is underneath the bonnet as well. So now we are going to carry on around the external of the vehicle. So we'll start on the passenger side. If you need to fill up your motorhome with diesel, you need to open the passenger door and that will give you access to the diesel fill just here. Also on the passenger and driver's door we have blackout blinds, so these just slide across and meet at the end. Same here, slide across and meet at the end on a magnetic strip. Same on the front windscreen. So you got your release mechanism here, and then they are on a magnetic strip and they join together in the middle of the windscreen. We have heated vents here, so these vents are when the Truma boiler is on, so the cab is actually heated as well. Both seats have this underneath. You've got this big arm here which moves the seat forwards and backwards, and then to swivel the driver's seat or passenger seat you just need to release it with this mechanism here. So that is on a spring loaded there, so that needs to you move this release mechanism and then swivel the seat. Also the handbrake is a drop down handbrake, so it gets out of the way when you do swivel the driver's seat. So now we have one of the service lockers. So in this one here we have your 12-volt system. So this is where you'll come to if one of the 12-volt fuses blows for the motorhome. Down here we've got a frost protect valve. So this valve is for your boiler. So what this valve does, if it is closed, basically the frost protect valve is called, it's a frost protect valve for when it hits 3 degrees or less, it will automatically open and trigger. And so that will then drain your boiler with all the water. So that is just protecting your boiler. Currently this valve is actually in the open position. How I know this is because that blue button is sticking out, and obviously the diamond valve on top is pointing the way it is, the same way as the button. To close this, and you need to close this to fill up your boiler, you need to twist the diamond valve on top and then push that blue button in. So as you can see, now the blue button is stuck in. That means the valve is completely shut. So when I fill my boiler up with water, the water won't just pour straight out of the motorhome. You have got a sticker here as well, just indicating obviously the settings, the controls for that. And then right at the back there, you've got a blue little tap there. So that's another drain valve, basically draining any water, excess water in the pipe work on the hot side. and again there is a sticker just there just showing that. So your frost protect valve triggers automatically at 3 degrees or less. Obviously if the motorhome is warm, then this won't trigger if you are going somewhere cold, because obviously it's heated inside. If you want to open this valve to drain manually, all you need to do is twist this diamond valve, the button pops out and the water will pour out of the boiler directly underneath the motorhome. Underneath that locker we've got a little belly locker here. So as you can see, we've got 2 batteries in here, and we have got some storage space to the side of that as well. This looks like it's heated as well, so it's got a little tube in here to keeping them batteries obviously warm as well, especially if you are going somewhere really cold. Here we have your boiler flue. So you just need to keep this clear at all times, especially when obviously running the boiler on gas, as this is where the exhaust fumes come out of here, so it does get quite hot sometimes. This locker here we have your toilet cassette, so I'll just open this now. So this is your toilet cassette. If you need to take the cassette out to empty or clean, all you need to do is lift this green tab up here. If you lift this up and then pull the cassette towards you, that will then release. As you can see, I have now got the toilet cassette out. And this is just to show you how to empty your cassette. So once your cassette is full, if you need to empty it, all you need to do is this grey nozzle here. This will twist out like so. You take this green cap off and then tilt up the cassette. When you tilt up the cassette, if you put your thumb on this button here, this lets air into the cassette, so all the air comes at the top and the fluids flow out at the bottom a lot faster. Also, you can open this blade here to clean inside the cassette with a hose pipe if needed. So once you've emptied / cleaned your toilet cassette, all you need to do to get it back in is align it, push it in, and you just need to make sure that that green tab there is down secure, so when obviously in transit it's not going to slide out. You have got a little bit of storage in here as well, so some people might put the some gloves in here and obviously chemicals, so it's all together. This side we have obviously your garage door on the passenger side. So you've got, this is a grey waste extension piece. If you're not directly over a grid, it just gives you a metre or so extra to reach a grid. We've got tie down points with these eye hooks. You just undo these and then they will slide along this rail here. So obviously if you've got bikes and stuff, you've got them all the way around, so they're good tie down points. In this cupboard here we do have your gas locker, so you can fit 2 tanks in here. It looks like you could potentially fit 2 11 kilogram tanks in here, and then obviously we've got your gas regulator just at the top here, and you connect onto the 1/2 inch thread with the obviously gas hose. Got some storage above there, and then inside here we have your fresh water tank. There's a little light here, so you've got your fresh water tank here. You can see the sticker there, so that's just indicating how to open and close this black valve down here. So this black valve is how you close the freshwater tank so it doesn't drain out, or how you open the freshwater tank to obviously drain. Basically, as the sticker says there, if you want to travel with 20 litres, open the black valve a 1/4 turn. That will drain the freshwater tank from full to a rough gauge of 20 litres. If you want to open the valve completely, 2 full turns will then drain the freshwater tank completely empty. And then obviously if you want to fill the freshwater tank up, obviously 2 full turns the other way, and then it will obviously close. So it's just this black valve here, which is your valve to open and close the drain valve for the freshwater tank. So now we are on the driver's side of the habitation. So again, we're in the garage on the driver's side. So you've got obviously lighting up here as well on each side. They will only work when obviously the 12 volt system's on. Here we do have obviously two 3-pin sockets, so that is when you're connected to shore. You've got power in here as well, 12 volt socket. And then here we have your external shower point, hot and cold, as long as obviously you've heated the water up. We've got the pump for it, so you can turn the pump on and off from here as well. And then here is your grey waste drain valve. So this is how you open, which is electric, how you open the grey waste valve to drain out, which you will need the 12 volt control panel on to run the motor. And I'll just show you where the grey waste drains from, and it's directly under the rear axle here. So in this grey tube here, that is where your grey waste drains from. So next we have, here is going to be your freshwater fill. So you just need to use your habitation key. First thing you need to do is obviously make sure the freshwater tank is, the valve is closed. Hose pipe in here. When the water starts to come back out, that means your freshwater tank is completely full. Next we have your mains hookup, so that's where you connect to when you're at campsite, anywhere where obviously you want to have mains power to charge. Obviously leisure batteries use the 240 volt sockets. We've got ventilation here, top and bottom for the fridge freezer. And now we'll go into the habitation area. As you can see, we do have an electric step, which is controlled here, and then we've got some light switches here as well. So now we are in the habitation. Directly above the habitation door, we've got a few controls. So here is going to be your 12 volt control panel. So this is for the habitation area. So as you can see, I've turned it on and there's a green light. If I was plugged into mains hookup, you'll see this indicator here, that would have a light on it. Currently, obviously, as you can see, I'm not connected to mains hookup. If this doesn't light up when you do plug in, there might be a fault somewhere. Most of the time, it is the campsite post that has tripped. If you want to go through some of the settings, you got your leisure battery level, which is showing you here. The next one is going to be your fresh water level, which obviously will give you a percentage here. Next one is grey waste, same again, another percentage there. And then obviously vehicle battery is at the front, which gives you a percentage there. So it's quite straightforward, to be fair. There's not too much to these. And to turn it on and off, you just push this knob in like so. Here, that's just your thermostat, which is connected to the Truma control panel. On your Truma control panel, we will send a separate link on the email how to use this control panel. And then here, this is your water pump. So you only want to turn this on when you've got water in the system. You don't want to run the pump dry, otherwise you could potentially burn out the motor. We've got lights around as well, as you can see, reading lights. We've got up here, it's got a satellite on this system here, so if you can hear some noises, the dome on the roof is looking for the satellites. So yeah, you can turn that on and off. You don't need to have that on all the time. Here we have obviously got an Avtech TV, which is just pulled down from this cabinet here, like so, and just goes back into place. And then there is a sliding cover for it as well, so it's hidden. Got two travel seats here. Obviously we've got your table here. There's plenty of 240 volt sockets around, as you can see here. There's one here, there's one in this cupboard up here. There's a 12 volt socket which is obviously taken up by the TV. Next is just going to be over the kitchen area. So on this we've got a 4-ring burner, one's electric, and then we've got 3 gas. So just so you know, the electric one will only work on mains hookup. It won't work when you're off grid, but if you are off grid, then obviously you've got gas. One safety thing we do highlight is this glass cover here, is to leave this glass cover up when you've been using the stove, just to let the stove cool down, as the temperature difference in the glass could potentially shatter the glass cover, especially if you've got the window open, the cold air is hitting the glass as well. Here we've got your kitchen tap. So if we want to prime our motorhome, so we want to prime our water system, the first thing I need to do is close all the drain valves in the motorhome. So I need to close the fresh water valve before I fill it up. I need to close the frost protect valve at the boiler, the black and blue diamond valve. Also that little valve behind the frost protect valve for the hot pipe work, close that, and then close the grey waste. Once I've closed all that, hose pipe in the fresh water tank, fill the fresh water tank up. Now I want to prime my system, so I've got water all through the pipework and boiler. And the first thing I need to do, turn the control panel on the 12 volt and then turn the pump on. Once the pump is on, open the tap on the cold side. When you get a steady flow of water on the cold side, that means the pipework is primed, ready to use. Twist it to the hot side, and what that's going to do is take water from your fresh water tank into your boiler, and then from your boiler to through your tap. Once you get a steady flow on the hot side, shut the tap. Your water system is primed, ready to use. The only thing you do need to do is to obviously have hot water. You need to turn the hot water on from the control panel on the Truma system here, because it's not instant hot water. You have to boil it first. Just so you know as well, your boiler holds around 10 litres of your fresh water. So obviously if you want to maximise all the water at a campsite or wherever you are, if you prime your system, obviously you've got 10 litres in your boiler, and then obviously top the other fresh water up, the other 10 litres, then your full capacity of water. More light switches dotted around, 240 volt socket. Here we've got a 3-way fridge freezer. To turn this on, just press and hold here and it will light up. And then we've got a few settings here, as you can see. To change these settings, just press and hold the next one here and it'll flash once, and I can go through the settings like so. So the first one is A, so that's automatically select, so it will automatically change over itself. Next one, the plug socket, is when we're connected to mains hookup. Battery symbol is when the engine's running, so it's taking a live feed from the alternator. Basically, the alternator is charging the batteries in transit, and then obviously the feed is coming from the batteries, so your batteries never drain. And then the last one was gas. So if you're off grid, you'll be on gas. Most people do leave it on A because it will automatically select the best source it has available. Next one is your temperature, so you can change your desired temperature. A lot of people put it up full when they first started up for an hour or so, and then obviously take it down halfway. That all depends obviously how much you've got in the fridge freezer. So as you can see, I'm on A, it's automatically selected gas, and I've got a temperature as high as possible to get it cooler. If I start the engine up, it will automatically change onto the battery, or if I plug into mains hookup at campsite or wherever, it will go to the plug socket. To turn this off, press and hold the on and off button and it will shut down. Here we've got lots of storage, got storage underneath here, we've got storage in here as well under the beds, so there's plenty of storage around this motorhome. Obviously we've got twin single beds here, lots of storage again in the cupboards above, more 240 volt sockets, so you've got plenty of plug sockets around this vehicle. Got your large skylight there with blackout blinds, fly screen on there. You use it with this winder here. Just be cautious with this winder. Don't over tighten it, as you could potentially break the winder because they are only plastic cogs inside. So just be gentle with them. Here we have obviously your shower room, toilet room. So you don't need to prime the shower cubicle, your shower head, as obviously once you prime one tap, it would just pull the excess air out of the pipework. Toilet here. So this little device here will open the toilet blade, basically open the cassette ready to use, and then obviously once finished, shut the blade so no smells come up. Your blue button is for your flush, so you need your 12 volt system on, and obviously your pump, because your pump is pumping the fresh water from your tank. And then you've got a rough gauge here which indicates obviously the gauge of level of the fluids what are in the toilet cassette. The last thing I'm going to show you is in this tall cupboard here. So you've got some hanging space at the top, and then all the way down at the bottom is a bit dark. So here, this is where your main breaker is for the 240 volt side. So on the plug socket side, if something trips when you're at campsite, just check in here as well. Like I say, most of the time it is the campsite that has tripped, but this is your 240 volt main breaker here. So that is the instructional / overview video complete. Like I say, it's to highlight the main components in the motorhome. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, or you can always drop us an email or give us a call.